Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, our heroes, Uri, Lyn, and Dusk, wound up being transported, possibly halfway across the galaxy, into a forest full of monsters, and they're dealing with the biggest one so far, Greenpeace. We already tried to fight this thing earlier, and it did not work out too well. Now's another chance, now that all three of us have regrouped. Should be able to stand a chance against this thing. We'll kinda see, though. Let's see if we're able to throw a stone at it, because using text earlier didn't really work out. Definitely got some good defense on him. Okay, text actually work. Well, in that case... punch him. Uh-oh. Oh, he's got charge attacks. Charge attacks cause double damage, but you're also able to counterattack them, so that's kind of nice. Still, though, ouch. We're definitely causing good damage against this thing now, though, so go ahead and throw another rock, and drink a root beer while you're at it. Unfortunate when a counterattack misses. Okay, you drink a root beer, and your health is actually concerning if he attacks you twice, so guard. Oh, that hurt. So the first real boss of the game, it evidently makes me nervous, that's for sure. Okay, now your turn to guard. Hopefully I am not using these root beers too quickly. Do not appreciate the double charge attack. Okay, you do a regular attack. Same for you, and uppercut, since you have the most health. Nice to know this thing has the ability to guard. Also nice that he immediately broke out of the guard. Means he wasted a turn, and will be taking good damage still. Oh, that's scary. Oh, it's over! Oh, thank goodness. First boss of the game, definitely tough. Got a good amount of experience for it. And more root beer. Good. I've been kinda chugging them in this forest. Phew, what a monster. And just where were you two when he first attacked me? As if I did not have to fight through enough of guys like him just to make it up here. Yada yada yada. We've had our own little adventures just trying to find our way here as well, you know. So let's concentrate on the much more dire problem of finding our way out of this crazy forest before we run into another monster like that. Why don't we? There's a lot of explaining to be done about our current situation, I think. Perhaps, but by who? Not much a chance of finding a friendly face who can help us figure out what's going on as long as we're stuck in this forest. We don't even have any idea what could lie beyond the forest once we manage to find the exit. For all we know, we may no longer be anywhere on Earth. That's ridiculous. What kind of overactive imagination do you possess to think something like that? Shh! Do you hear that? Over in those trees ahead of us. Not another monster. Get ready, everyone. Not before I save. Actually, I suppose getting ready counts as saving. Or vice versa, as the case may be. It's an elf. A timid-looking elf child. Were you the ones who slew that big, scary monster? Does that mean you are good humans, then? Yeah, I suppose you'd say we are on the side of good. But what was that thing anyway? And do you think you could tell us where we are, little dude? I've never seen someone quite like yourself before. Timid-looking elf child stammers slightly. Well, my name is Sam. Sam Allegra, from the nearby village of Itsuki. Isn't Allegra a... oh, what is it? Allergy medication? In any case, writing your name down. Sam Allegra, elf child. I do remember you, just not your name. That monster just suddenly appeared in these woods a few days ago. No one in Lelia knew where it came from. I was too afraid to come here to play after that, because I didn't want to be eaten by the monster. And that is a perfectly acceptable reason. Well, you've nothing to fear anymore, kid, so don't be afraid to come here and play with your friends like you used to. You know, aside from the bees and the slimes. Sam looks a bit uncomfortable. Oh, well, could you three consider becoming friends with me as well? I've never made friends with anyone who is a human before. Well, yeah, of course I'm gonna befriend that child. Actually, we'd be very grateful to make friends with you. Was it Sam you said your name was? Sam begins to overcome his timidity and cautiously steps forward to shake hands with Uri. Right, my name is Sam. Anyhow, Sam, right now we could certainly use a friend who may be of help to... Right now, we could certainly use a friend may be of help to us in our current predicament. I feel like there's a grammar error in there somewhere. Uri breaks off as he and Lynn both notice that Dusk is watching Sam with an unusually speculative expression in his eyes. What is up with that expression, man? This child's ears are pointed. All right. Dusk has a thing for people with pointy ears, especially of the female persuasion. Is there something wrong, Mr.? I mean, stop scaring the poor kid like that, Dusk. Dusk ignores Lynn. Dusk. The name's Dusk. And please, there is no obligation for you to use formalities when speaking with us, as you just now did. And this is Uri and Lynn. I apologize. I could not help but wonder if I was actually seeing the shape of your ears for what it was, and the way you addressed us as humans a minute ago. Are you trying to say that you aren't human? You couldn't tell? Surely you've heard of a race called elves, haven't you? I mean, you are Elvenian, right? Elvenian? What's that? And elves are just fairy tales. Who are you, really? An elf, apparently, just as he said, Uri. Now you're getting that same judicious eye that Dusk did a minute ago. Cut it out. I told you the truth, I promise, Mr. Uri. I see. So it would appear as though my fears are confirmed. We are no longer anywhere on Earth. But that's just impossible. There are no such things as elves or alternative worlds. Have you the rest of you gone insane? calm down. We'll get to the bottom of all this, alright, Yuri? So you're of the elven race, Sam. We're especially pleased to meet you, then. You see, your kind does not exist where we come from, so you are actually the first elf we have ever seen. That's why these two are acting so mystified, so please excuse us. Sam is puzzled. So you are not from Elvenia, then? How is that possible? No other world except Elvenia exists in all of creation. Does it? Ep4 says, plot twist, he's actually a Vulcan. Well, we are boldly where no man has gone before. Except this world apparently has humans, so no Earth man gone before, something like that. Apparently it is so, Sam. We ourselves did not believe that any world other than our own existed, either. My friends and I come from a world known as the Earth. Just how far it is from your world, Elvenia, or if Earth even shares the same galaxy as yours, we've no idea. Earth? Humans exist in your world too? Yes, except we are human Earthlings, not human Elvenians. We just happened to end up here in this forest and ran into the monster while we were getting ourselves lost, and quite by accident at that. I just can't believe any of this is actually happening. This has to be just another of the really bizarre dreams that I always seem to be having. Well, I think you had better wake up and face the reality that this is not just some bizarre dream. The cat yowling beneath the window will just continue to disturb your slumber. And right now, Grandis Marwyn is that yowling cat. Right. I doubt that Grandis, insane a person as he's pretty much already proved himself to be, was just making an idle threat when he claimed that he would be back to deal with us later, upon my running into him at the forest entrance a while ago. How nice of Grandis to take us with him all the way out here. How will we be able to find a way back to another world entirely? Unless Grandis were to, by some miracle, appear before us again and generously offer to use his magic to warp us back home. But I much rather doubt that is a possibility. Did you just mention a madman named Gulp? Grandis Marwyn? That was what the human who came through my village a few hours ago this morning, slaughtering 4 elves before those poor guys even had a chance to defend themselves, had called himself. That sentence was awkwardly worded. You've met that guy, then? Screws loose? That's the only way we can know how to describe him. He committed such a heinous act? Not so surprising, I guess. Sam quietly says, yes. It was just terrible. The elves will surely be forced to see the image of that hideous, grinning face in their dreams for the rest of their lives now. I am just glad that I was gone from the village when it actually happened, so that I didn't have to see such violence or that scary monster in the center of it all with my own eyes. I will have enough nightmares about this day as it is. And so the plot thickens. Well, there you have it, Lynn Dusk. From all of the events of the evening so far, you can bet that Grandis attacked us and brought us here to this world for a particular reason. Although there's certainly no telling why. And I also imagine that this means that, like it or not, we 3 are somehow tied to what happened to Sam and his village earlier. And this will probably come to haunt us in more ways than one. Sam's looking down at the ground and sniffling back a frightened tear. So many scary things have begun happening in Elvenia. It's as though my nightmares are almost beginning to take form. Listen, Sam, we have already dealt summarily with this Grandis, so you can be rest assured that he won't be coming back to your village with such intentions again, as long as he knows we're around. And on the other hand, with the added predicament of being tossed into an alternate world that we never knew anything about, we'd just as soon avoid another run-in with that freak, and your village sounds like a much more practical place for us to hide out in than this monster-infested forest. I believe it would be of beneficial help to all four of us if you would kindly take us with you back to... Itski was what you called the Elven Village? I'm kind of wondering what difference choosing one option has over the other. But I don't feel like trying to find out, so I'm just going to choose to help Sam. Yes, please take us along with you, Sam. I would be very grateful to learn more about these creatures you call elves, and I am certain that my friends and I could lend some help to your people in this tragedy that befell them, if for nothing else than to drive off that madman should he try to attack again. We'll gladly protect the elves against this monster. Dusk assumes an overly heroic and self-sacrificing role like this for the rest of this story's entirety. Get used to it. Well, as long as Dusk set out on being chivalrous, I guess it won't hurt for me and Lynn to come along for the ride. Thank you all for this. I am glad to make friends with those who would think nothing of immediately coming to the aid of a race of people they've never even met in it before in a time of crisis. Please follow me, Mr. Uri. Right behind you, kid. Just please stop calling me Mr., alright? Cool. Progress. And we now have access to the village of Itski. Gonna save here. And we'll go ahead and take a peek in town. Don't really have the time to explore it fully, but I have a little enough time to look at it. Assuming I'm able to leave once I enter. I should probably make sure of that. Village of the Itski. There's some whispering going on. And some more whispering. And we've got a long-haired elf girl. Understood, Master Sam? There's a good boy. Yes, Miss Rena. I'm glad to see that at least you survived that demon's attack. So this is Rena, the Elven Gatekeeper. I'll go ahead and mention that she does not have pointy ears. RPG Maker 1 does not have a large selection of characters with pointed ears. So it's just going to assume that elves have pointed ears and humans do not. In fact, I just realized, unless I'm mistaken, does Uri have pointed ears? I know his sprite typically has pointed ears, but it might have been modified. That said, RPG Maker 1 only allows so many custom sprites, so couldn't just go around putting pointed ears on everybody, or vice versa. So then, Rena the Elven Gatekeeper. Thank you for your concern, sweetie. Now run along and play. I don't want a dear boy like yourself to feel as though he must worry his little head about this any longer. The elves will give the proper burial to loved ones lost, pick up the broken shards, and prove to Grandis Marwyn that they are Elvenian, and they will not allow the light they shine for the rest of the world to be snuffed out so easily. You can be well assured of that, child. Ah, your new friends who saved you from that bad monster in the woods have finally arrived. Please go and make them feel welcome now. Hey guys, you made it here after all. I was beginning to worry when I looked back to see the entrance of the village and saw that you were no longer behind me a minute ago. Sorry, I didn't mean to walk ahead so fast that I lost you, especially considering that you three aren't familiar with the land in Laelia. Laelia? Hurry's getting suspicious again. Didn't you say that the name of this place was Itsuki? Then quickly rests a hand on Hurry's shoulder. Easy there, Isley. Sam takes no notice of the exchange. Laelia is just one of those 4 continents that makes up the world of Elvenia. It is the northernmost continent where most of the elven race and a few of the human Elvenians who are the most devout believers in the ways of the light reside. Laelia is also said to be the most beautiful of all the 4 kingdoms, because of its endless forests and tranquil meadows. Please don't think that you may be intruding on our village at any inopportune time. If anything, I am certain that the elves will be much rather cheered by your presence here, and they always do whatever they can to make visitors to Itsuki feel welcome. My house is over there in the northwestern corner. Please come and see me whenever you are finished exploring our village. I am certain that my grandfather, Panaka, will be able to help you get a better grasp on your present situation. Perhaps even being able to help you think of a way to get back home to your own world, which I guess you must be very eager to do by now. Grandfather is a very wise person, as the oldest living elf known in all of Laelia, and he can answer any question you might ask of him about the lands and histories of Elvenia. This is my friend, Reina Fort. Okie dokie. Reina Forte, the gatekeeper of Itsuki. Also, gotta keep in mind, Panaka, Sam's granddad. I am certain that she would be pleased to meet the 3 of you formally, especially considering all that you have already done for us, if you would take the time to speak with her. Sam waves. See you all in a little while. Okay. So this is the town of Itsuki. There's a chicken up there, there's a chicken there. This town apparently has several chickens. Ooh, and treasure. Should I get the treasure now, or wait until the next stream? Probably wait until the next stream. For now, kind of give a preview of this here town that we are in. It is not a bad designed town. And conveniently enough, it seems to have more than one exit. Okay, well, glad to know that I was able to leave this town to save. Well, we're gonna end this stream here today. Let me see. Is there anybody I know that is currently streaming? Nope, nobody I know is streaming. So, first impressions, by the way. Assuming people haven't already stopped watching, first impressions are, yeah, the game is wordy, but the story is definitely interesting, and I look forward to finding out what happens. For the second time, for the most part. And actually, the game's not starting out as hard as I remember. I thought for sure the monsters in the forest were going to be kicking my butt, but no, I'm actually handling myself pretty well. Hopefully my liberal use of items early on is not going to come back to bite me. We'll kind of find out how well this game is balanced. Admittedly, I kinda cheated the first time I played this game. I plan on not doing that this time. I think that's about it, so I'll just simply say thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.